Hello guys, welcome to Sophie and Miriam YouTube channel. Today we are in Mudatari, Embu County. So we have decided to come and visit a poultry farmer here in Mudatari, Jacob.
Hello, my name is Jacob Ndweka Monene, the founder and the CEO of Flex Farm Access Kenya, which started in 2016. And this is my main job of hatching and rearing chicks. Yes.
So Jacob, naona hapa tuko na incubator.
Yeah.
Tell us how you do operate it.
Now, this is an incubator of 2,112 eggs capacity. So the first thing before you put in the eggs, you have to have quality eggs, and by quality eggs I mean you need to have eggs that are fertile, eggs that are clean, and eggs that are from a reputable and a good mother stock. So by fertile eggs, you need first to go and check the mother stock of the eggs, whereby a good ratio of a cock to hen should be one cock should serve 7 hens. So that is the first thing you should check for you to have good eggs that will give you a nice hatch. Then from there, the eggs, after confirming the cock to hen ratio, the eggs, they need to be clean, because the eggs that have dirt will infect the chicks and will not hatch properly. Yes.
Now Jacob, give us the history.
So the history of my hustle, I started in 2016, whereby it was after I finished my campus. Then as I looked for a job, I also thought of a hustle or a job that I can be doing. So as I got the job, I had already started the hatchery work, whereby I started with a 528 egg capacity, whereby that was a bit challenging because I had no mentor. It was just through brainstorming, whereby I found that the hatchering work or job is somehow passive, and there's a part of passiveness and active job, whereby if you put the eggs in the incubator, you do not have to be there throughout the day for the eggs to progress well. So that is why that is what pushed me to do the job, because apart from looking for the eggs, good eggs, as the eggs take through the 21 days, you can be elsewhere looking for the market of the chicks.
Wow.
So that is what made me interested in the hatching job.
So you want to mean you've been in this business for more than 5 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
So from 2016 up to now.
Wow, that's good. And can you see what's inside?
Now. So now, as you can see, there are some chicks that are hatching. These are day-old chicks, and so as we said, before you put in the eggs, you have first to have clean eggs, and then after having clean eggs, then you put them in this setter. This is called the setter, and now you put the sharp end down, and then the broad end up. The sharp end down, because this part of the upper end, the broad part of the egg, is where the chick feeds while it is inside there. That is where the oxygen gets in through the chick. So after you put in the eggs, you have to mark the date when you put the eggs in the incubator.
So for example, this is date 2.
Yeah, so this is the 5th day of February.
Okay.
So after 21 days, you use the calendar to check when the 21 days will be. That after 21 days period, that is when you will get the chicks. For example, these ones, the ones that I've hatched, I put in the 28th day. of January. So after the so as we have said, we have to mark the date when the day one, the first day of the chicks. When you put in the eggs, you have to mark on the egg. You can either mark on the egg or somewhere near the setter, so that you can know when the chicks will hatch. So throughout the throughout the incubating period, there are things that you should keep check. The first one is power, that is electricity. So this machine should not, there should be no any time when the power is off. And if in case there is power failure, it should be not more than 6 hours, and that should be once, not every day 6 hours. So apart from the power condition, there should be water inside the incubator. We have this basin. There's a heater and some water from the, and then you should have a water source. You can either put water through the basin, or you can use a water system whereby you have a constant water flowing in through the machine. So this basket system that is enabling us to have a flow of water into the incubator, and this one enables us to avoid opening and closing of the incubator throughout the incubating period, to avoid disturbing or interfering with the temperature and the humidity of the machine, for you to have a good hatch rate of the chicks. And then after having this water system, you should always remember to turn this tap on, because if you put water in here, then you forget to put it off, to put it on, you will be in a situation whereby the water is completed inside or finished inside, and then you will have dry eggs. You will have a poor hatch rate. So there are some factors that affect the chick that after the chick has hatched. There are some factors that affect the chick, or the growth rate of the chick. And the first one is the mother stock. As we said, the mother stock should feed a good reputable fins, so that the chick can have good health. And then also the incubator should be disinfected. After every hatch, you should disinfect the incubator, because as you can see, there are some fast droplets of the chicks. If they were left inside, bacteria will start growing in the incubator.
Okay.
So for you to always have healthy chicks that have low mortality rates, after every hatch you should disinfect the incubator. Yeah. So after they hatch, you take the chicks and then move the chicks to the brooder. So after the chicks hatch, you take the chicks in the brooder. And now a brooder is where the chicks will survive or live from the first day of hatching to 3 weeks or up to 1 month. That is what we call a brooder. So it is a brooder is an environment that favors the chicks. And the first, there are conditions that should be in a brooder. The first one is a source of warmth. And then this one is the one that you use for source of heat, because from first day to 14 days after hatching, the chick does not produce its own heat or warmth. So you have to provide the warmth for the chick. Then the second condition that should be in a brooder is that it should be clean, or it should have a good hygiene, for you to avoid diseases or infection to the chicks. So you use the newspapers. So the newspapers will help us two purposes. The newspaper, as the chicks are moving, there is that sound that that is produced by the legs of the chick. So as they move,
Yes.
Psychologically, the chicks will be curious or interested to know what is happening. Where is that the sound? So as they look down where the sound is coming from, that is where they will see the food or the feeds. So that is the first purpose of the newspaper. And then the other purpose is that in case there is any spillage of water, the newspaper will absorb that water. And then also the newspaper is a kind of an insulating material. So that is the second purpose of the newspaper. Then the next one is in the brooder is the feeds.
Kidogo.
Yes.
How long do you get other newspapers to lay down?
So it depends on the number of the chicks, because, for example, these are 6 chicks. Six chicks will take quite some time for them to identify that place.
Okay.
So, but if you have like 100 chicks here, they can take up to 6 hours. If you have 150, they will identify the place more quickly. So it is as per the needs of the place.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Jacob,
yes.
You can tell us about the feeding program.
So after warmth, after providing the chicks with the heat, so the other condition for you to check is a good quality fins and from a reputable company, because the chick will depend on those fins. So apart from the feeding program, the quantity that the chick should consume from the first day, first week, second week, all through, you should have a good and a quality fins. So, for example, a chick on the first week, a chick consumes an average of 15 grams. That is 15 grams per chick. So, for example, if you have 100 chicks, you should multiply 100 times 15 grams. So you find that in that first week, from day 1 to day 7, those chicks will consume 1.5 kgs. Then in the second week, the chick consumes 20 grams. That is on their side. That is between 15 and 20 grams. Then on the third week, each chick consumes 35 grams. So if you have 200, you multiply by the number of grams so that you know the amount of feed that the chicks will consume. Then on the 4th week to 6 weeks, each chick consumes 50 grams. On the 7th and the 8 weeks, now the chicks are 2 months, each chick will consume 60 grams. On the 9th week to 15 weeks, now we are almost near to laying of eggs. The chicks consume, now they are called growers. They consume 67 grams, and 16 weeks to 17 weeks, they consume 80 grams. Now, above 28 weeks, they consume between 120 and 140 grams. Now, that is a laying hen. So, during feeding period, a chick, for example, this chick of a day old, it should consume starter crumbs from day 1 to up to 3 weeks. Then from the 4th week to 6 weeks, they should consume chick mash. They should consume chick mash. Then from week 7 up to 16 weeks, or when you start the chicken starts laying eggs from from 6th week to laying, you give growers mash. Then after you collect your first egg, now that is when you shift gradually from growers to layers. By gradually, I mean you mix some growers fins and layers fins, then you mix. That is what we call the gradual shifting to to lay as much. The other important factor is a vaccination program. After feeding the chicks, now you have to check the vaccination program. On the first day, we give the chicks Marex vaccine. Now after Marex vaccine, we go to the first week. So the first week, you give a Newcastle vaccine. Then the second week, you give Guboro vaccine. So those are first doses of Newcastle and Guboro. So the third and the fourth week, you repeat Newcastle and Guboro, or they are called the booster vaccines. And then on the sixth week, you vaccinate the chicks against smallpox. And then the eighth week, you give full typhoid vaccine. Now that is the program for vaccinating your chicks. Yeah.
So, Jacob,
Yes.
this place is too hot. Tell us about these lights.
Now, this bulb is a source of warmth. It is called infrared bulb, and it uses electricity. You can either use an infrared bulb or a charcoal jiko or a brooding jiko. There are two types. We have a metallic jiko, brooding jiko, and a pot that is used as a pot. It is a usual pot that is used for cooking, but designed or modified to be a brooding jiko. So those are ways you can warm your chicks.
And it won't affect them. I can feel that.
So as during the first days of brooding, you should put the infrared bulb at least 1 feet to 1.5 feet, and then as the chicks grow, as the chicks develop the feathers, you raise the infrared bulb up to the third week. That is when the feathers will be fully formed. So at that time, the chicks will not be affected by either warmth or cold too much, because it is providing itself with the warmth. So between 3 weeks and 1 month, depending on the coldness or warmth of the house, you can withdraw the source of warmth.
Oh.
But you have to monitor. You should withdraw the warmth gradually. For example, you should during the day you can switch off the infrared bulb.
Yeah.
And then later in the night, if you observe they are feeling cold, you provide them with the warmth.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. If you are to sell, tuseme kama sasa nataka kuuziwa hii.
Yes.
Unaweza niuzia aje?
So after the chicks hatch, we have prices of chicks according to their age.
Okay.
For example, we have this day-old chick.
This is one day.
A day-old chick, the market price is ranging from 100 to 130. That is from 100 to 130. And then after 1 week, the price is ranging from 130 to 150. That is the current price, because at the moment we have a shortage of chicks because due to increase in fins. We have a cycle whereby when the fins prices go up, people are reducing layering of eggs. I mean of hens or chicken. So due to shortage of eggs, we have shortage of chicks.
Okay. And now this entire place can occupy how many one-day-old chicks?
So this space can occupy up to 200 to 300 chicks, and then after they grow, after 1 week, second week, either I reduce them to I transfer them to another place because they have grown big. So on the third week, the chick is costing 200, and then the 1 month is 300.
Wow.
Yes.
So if I need to start,
Yes.
Approximately how much the starting cost that is?
So for you, as you start, there are some factors that you consider. First, you should plan up to the end, whereby when you are budgeting, you budget for the incubator and for the eggs, because after buying the incubator, you have to buy the eggs, and also for the fins, because initially you have no profits. So you have to budget for the incubator, for the eggs, and for the fins. So for example, this is a 2,112 eggs. So I need for the machine itself is 130 shillings, 130,000. That is 130,000. And then the cost of the eggs, you multiply by the current price of 25 shillings per egg. That comes to around 50,000 or 60,000. Then after they hatch, you have also to budget for the fins. Because some customers will buy at a day old, others will buy at 1 month. Yes.
And you always lock. It's lockable.
Yeah, it is lockable for the security, because security is a major factor in this business, because either there are three enemies of this job, this chicken rearing. The first one is the thief. And then then the other one is animals or predators that can harm or kill your stock, your chicks. Then the other enemy, as always, is the diseases. Yes. Yeah. So I started with the 528 eggs capacity. Then I disposed that one, and I purchased 2,112 capacity. Then as the business grew, I bought. In fact, it is not buying. I made this one. Yeah, I also make incubators. So yeah, so I made this one for the capacity of 4,224. 4,000 eggs. Yeah. So the same with the other one. It has also hatched these chicks. Whereby these are the racks where you put the eggs, the setters. Yeah, kama hizo. So after you put in your eggs, or after you set, they are called setters because they are used for setting the eggs. So you just put in the machine, and then you slide them. Then you wait for the 21 days. Oh, for the 21 days. Yes. Yeah. So the factors for this one, the 4,000, are the same factors as for the other machine for 2,112. Yeah. Yes. Nivo.
So Jacob, asante sana for having us here. Now, if at all one wants to buy, atakupata aje?
So my location is in Embu County, Mudatari area, but I do deliver countrywide. For orders, you can order through WhatsApp, through messages, or through a call, through my telephone number 0798 966 727 or 0718 510 700.
So thank you guys for watching. I hope you've benefited from this. Location kama tumesema ni Mudatare, Embu County. Please subscribe and also share. Bye bye.